Do not text a lot when you are first online dating because that is false intimacy. And I'll be like, how are you today? Then if they don't text you a lot in the next day or two, that's okay. That's actually a good thing. People get anxious and like, oh my God, where'd they go? They don't owe you anything. They don't know you and you don't know them. They have their own life. That's a good thing. If they start texting you a lot, run for the hills. Run for the hills. Get out of there because that means they're latching onto you and they don't know you. Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine. Sometimes you have to go through the darkness to reach the light. That's what I did. After 12 years of recovery in sex and love addiction, I finally found my soulmate, myself. Please join me in my novel, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, a 4-time bestseller on Amazon. It's a brutal, honest, raw, gnarly ride, but hilarious at the same time. Check it out now on Amazon. Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Brianne Davis-Gantt. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. We'll hear about what people are hiding from themselves or others. You know those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave? Or those lighter, funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing? Join me each week as we take a deep dive into one subject matter, exploring the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. This is Secret Life, and I'm excited for you to join the ride. Oh, and today we are talking about healthy online dating. People have been asking for this subject matter, and I am giving it to you because everybody has to online date these days. If you are dating in the digital ages, you have to, or dating in general, you have to online date. It is a tool. It is not the only way. I do believe in other ways to date. This day and age, I believe in the old school way. I believe get up early and go to the coffee shop when people are going to work or being there. I believe in going to the gym. I believe in going to pickleball tournaments or pickleball or having a running club or asking people old school way at a bar, at a happy hour, at a restaurant, a fancy restaurant in New York, and sitting at the bar and just having appetizers and letting people come up to you. I believe in old school too, pre-internet, where you're a human matchmaker, asking your friends if they have an available person. I also love matchmakers. I have a lot of my clients that use matchmakers. If you have the funds, do it. Because if you use a matchmaker, those people are serious. If you put money behind it, you are serious and they are serious. So before online dating, professional matchmakers, your parents of parents, people would go to even their priests. I'm not a religious person, but they would ask, who's available? So I love old school ways, friends of friends. I used to, before COVID, they would have these singles dinners where people would invite one single person and then like 10 single people would be at dinner, 10 opposite sex, and they would 5 of each and go to dinner and see if there's any matches. I love those. Those are amazing. But now we are also in the online dating world. Match, I think, started at 1995, eHarmony, the 2000s, and now we're here. And it's like online dating city. And you have to be safe. You have to really look at who's serious and who's not serious. And if you are online dating, do it. Or tell people you're just casually dating, or if you're actually looking for partners. So how do you online date in a healthy way, right? You have to look, are you looking for something casual or looking for serious? And I need you to put that on your profile. I am looking for something casual or serious. You need to be, where am I at? Did I get out of a relationship? I'm 6 months out of a relationship and I'm still casually just seeing who fits and seeing what works, or I've never casually dated and need to figure that out, or I'm actually ready for a serious relationship. You need to see where you're at, because if you don't know where you're at, how are you going to attract anybody where they're at? So you need to get serious about yourself. What are you looking for? And majority of the time, if you just got out of a relationship, you shouldn't be fucking dating. So here's the deal. If you just got out of a serious relationship, take time to be single. Date yourself. Date your fucking self. That's my first tip. If you just got out of a relationship, date yourself for 6 months at least. I say a year, depends on how long. 6 months, date yourself. Take yourself on a date. See what you like. Do some self dating. Take yourself out. See what you like. See what type of people you like. Be by yourself. Be with yourself. Be a little celibate with yourself. So that's the first thing. Here are the do's and don'ts of online dating that I like to tell people. Be honest. Make sure you're painting an actual picture of yourself and where you are at and what you stand for and who you are. Be very honest about that. Don't give in to the temptations of how you want to look and that's someone you are not. I hate that. Do not go on these online apps and start quoting all these therapeutic words. That is a big thing that's happening right now. Everybody's going to TikTok and using all these therapeutic words like, I worked on my attachment style, or I'm in therapy, or I used to be blah, blah, blah. No. Just state who you are, what you are looking for, and what you stand for. Bring your wisdom, okay? Bring things, the trust that you have earned, the interaction with people that make you, your clear boundaries, what the interaction you love in people, that you love when people show up for you and you show up for them, things that are important to you as a person. Don't assume that someone is who they say they are until there is a positive interaction. So just because someone says, I have been to therapy, doesn't mean they're in therapy right now. Do not trust everything everybody puts on a dating app. And bring it into your real life. You know, you have to date someone at least 3 months. Let it be a real time. Okay. And don't meet someone for the first time unless it is in a public place. A public place. I would say for the first 5 times, do not meet someone at their house or your place for the first 5 dates. I know people are like, that is a long time, Brianne. I'm sorry. You do not know someone at least until the 5th date. You don't have a good grasp on who that person is. If they can show up consistently, and when they say 5 dates, give it 5 dates until you actually get intimate with someone. I always say sexual intimacy should start, especially with online dating, between the date 5 and date 8. People roll their eyes at me, but this day and age, you do not know who someone is. It's not like a friend of a friend. So online dating, you have to be a little bit more stricter, I believe, with your sexual intimacy, because people are getting intimate way too quickly and sharing trauma bonding, love bombing even more intensely, quickly, and they want it quicker because of the internet and how online dating is swiping, and it's a high, and it's built that way. So I believe hold off sexually if you can. Date 5 to date 8 in that range. Okay, let's go through this. This is going to be so fun. 5 tips to online dating. Date at your own pace. Do not let anybody drive the pace. Right now, a client in New York always lets the other person drive at their pace. Even when they say, no, that actually doesn't work for me, they end up going on that second date 2 days later. And I said, don't let anybody pace you. You pace yourself. Don't let anybody, you don't know this person. You have no idea who they are, where they come from, what they stand for. You get to dictate what works for you. So you get to say to him, that's lovely. Thank you for asking me on a date 2 days later, but I have plans already. So let's meet next week. Are you free next Tuesday instead of Thursday of that week? Do not, when you online date, go on a date on a Tuesday and then see the next person 48 hours later. That is too soon. There is not enough time, because the love bombing can happen. That is not enough time to give the other person like breathing room to see if they are consistently show up. So give a good 4-day gap in between when you date. I say go on a date every week, every week. If you're going to do 2 dates a week, spread it out. Say it's a Monday, then see him on a Saturday. Spread it out. Monday, Friday. Do not do it 48, 72 hours. Give time in between to see if they can show up. That's the thing. And do not text a lot when you are first online dating, because that is false intimacy. And I'll be like, how are you today? Then if they don't text you a lot in the next day or two, that's okay. That's actually a good thing. People get anxious and like, oh my God, where'd they go? They don't owe you anything. They don't know you and you don't know them. They have their own life. That's a good thing. If they start texting you a lot, run for the hills. Run for the hills. Get out of there, because that means they're latching onto you and they don't know you. Even if they were enamored at the first date, them latching on and calling you a lot or texting you a lot at the beginning, that's not a good sign. That's not a soulmate. I feel this connection. Run for the hills. Okay, next thing. Choose the right dating site. There's different ones are for different age ranges. Like Raya's really good in LA. Hinge is good in LA. But those two sites don't work well in Chicago or the smaller cities. New York. I think there's a really good, I think Bumble's really good in New York right now, and Hinge is really good in New York. There's different areas have different better sites. I think Match is really good in the South. So look into which sites are well in which regions. So really do your research in which area you live in and which sites are the best in your area. Safety is always number one. So when you find somebody, look them up. It's not stalking them, but look them up. Make sure they are who they are. Ask for, let me see, can I see your Instagram? Who are you? Your Facebook. Look them up. You have every right to stalk this person before you go on a date with them. And you also have to respect the importance of online dating. You need to have etiquette, boundaries, hold your own boundaries, hold the other person's boundaries, come in with an agenda. I have 55 questions I give all of my clients. Some of them laugh at them, where you bring in a couple questions and ask important questions, and you can pick and choose which ones. And then afterwards, I have 5 questions you ask yourself. How did I show up? How did this person show up? Different ones that I tell specifically. It will be in my next book, where it's like, you go in and ask these questions to yourself to see how that person showed up. So you are honest with yourself, honest with your profile, and honest with your conversation. You take your time when you're reading their profile and really look at, what are they writing? Don't look at the frilly words. What is this person writing when they're saying, I'm looking for this and that? What is it actually saying? Decipher what they're actually writing. And don't rush to meet the person. Have time to send messages. Not too many, not love bombing. See what they're asking you. Message back and forth, maybe for a couple of days. And if they don't set a date, then they're not serious. I don't particularly like voice calls or video calls. People like doing FaceTime calls, but I actually don't, because people tend to get too intimate too fast on video calls. I know some people do them because they don't want to be catfished, but I actually think that's BS. You're going to go on dates and there's no connection, but you cannot have a real connection over a FaceTime Zoom call. So if you are texting with someone and then set a date, go on the date. If that person asks for a video call first, there's something a little off, or they want to see if you look, just don't do it. Anytime that happens, that person is like, they have baggage. They don't trust. They have a lot of like requirements that probably don't work for you and they've had a lot of bad dates. And I would just bow out. Just say, yeah, I don't do video calls first. You either meet me and want to meet me and trust that I am who I say I am, but I'm just haven't had great experiences with video calls. And if they are like, fine, whatever, then you didn't miss out because that person is wanting to see if the connection is there first or you look like you, because you are going to be honest in your profile. So you have nothing to prove to this person, but that person has a lot of baggage and you don't want anything to do with that. So you're actually protecting yourself. Trust your instincts. If there's red flags, if you're getting an ick feeling, that's an ick feeling. If this person isn't consistent with their word or something's off, that's an ick feeling. That's a red flag. Run for the hills. Also be open though. Be willing to explore different types. If the person is 5'11" and you are always wanting 6'1", go anyways. Don't just because you have this ideal type of what your perfect person looks like. A picture or a height doesn't make a person a better person. I mean, I'll just say my husband, yes, he's an amazing, I love him and I'm so attracted to him, but that wasn't my person I thought I was going to end up with. So just because it's not the person like you, oh, this is the person I think I'm going to end up with. You don't know. And when you get in front of somebody, their energy can make them more attracted, or even someone with blonde hair you thought you were going to be with, and you ended up with someone with brown hair or red hair, whatever. Or you thought a certain body type, but he's another body type, and the energy he brings is so attractive in person. You just don't know. So just go. Don't be so closed-minded, or a different ethnicity. You have no idea. So go. And don't discourage by being rejected. They don't fucking know you. Doesn't matter. If you are swiped on, who fucking cares? If you send, hey, I'm interested in you, and they don't get back to you, that's someone protecting you. Up above, anywhere. You don't want to be with someone that doesn't show up. So if someone AKA rejects you or it doesn't work out, you are being protected. You don't want to be with that person. And this is a great place for you to practice your good communication skills. You respecting yourself, you using your voice, you saying, hey, when you said that, that kind of rubbed me. What did you mean by that? This is a good place for you to use your voice in a healthy way. And I always say the process of this dating and online dating is just a tool. You can seriously go out to the library or coffee shop and see someone attractive and be like, oh, I like your dog, or, oh, where did you get that shirt? And start a conversation or any of that. And you can literally make a connection and find somebody in person. I asked Mark out, just so you guys know, and this was before online dating. He literally, and I said, hey, do you have a girlfriend? And he looked at me like shocked. I asked him and he said, no. And I said, do you want to go on a date? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, well, you have to call me. And literally I asked him out. I didn't even know I was going to ask him out. It was like something came over me. So and I don't ask people out, FYI. I'm not like a person that goes and asks people out. And you have to be willing, even as a female, to put yourself out there, to ask for, if you see someone attractive and they're even taken and you start talking and be like, hey, are you seeing someone? And they say, I am. Be like, oh, they're lucky. You seem like a great person. And go. They will love that compliment. I mean, anybody would love that compliment. It's not a rejection. You're feeding someone this beautiful compliment for the day. So be willing to put yourself out there, because when you put yourself out there, you're telling the universe, I am ready for something. Online dating is just a tool, and you're supposed to go and have fun. And I always tell people I'm working with, this is a way for you to communicate and connect with other people and use your skills of being open and vulnerable. Because before, you were looking for this emptiness and this attention and validation from other people to fill your emptiness, and you're whole now, and you're just going out in the world, connecting with other people and looking for this fun and joy and connecting to humans. And sooner or later, you're going to have a beautiful connection and be intimate with somebody. And this is just part of the process. And it's this day and age process. So let's do this. If you are starting online dating, here are the tips for beginners I wrote down. Be yourself. Be honest. We already went through that. Take time and read and understand the profile. Don't rush, always. Don't rush. Keep open-minded. Don't discourage by rejection, and practice good communication. All those skills. Just take it in. And then we are going to say how to get lucky with online dating. Be clear who you are. Be true to yourself. Trust your instincts. Always, always, let me say that again. Trust your instincts. It's emotional demanding to go on and look and then nothing happens. So be kind to yourself. Be truthful about your assets, the good things about yourself. Treat it as a job interview. That's what I always say. It's literally, if you can put a couple of coffee dates on the same day, go and just do a 15-minute coffee date and say, hey, and just talk to somebody, make it short and sweet and be like, do I want to do a hour and a half dinner with this person? If you do not cut it short and say, I was so lovely to meet you. I'm not feeling this connection romantically, but it was so lovely to meet you. And then go to another coffee shop and meet somebody else. And that person, if you're more attracted to them and see an hour and a half dinner date, be like, this was so fun. I would love to get dinner with you sometime. Are you free this weekend or next weekend? And if they're like, I don't know, then let that unfold, or say, yeah, I would love to do dinner. I'm free on Friday. Then you make a dinner, go on another one. They're those 50 minutes, they're almost half dates. That's another way I have people do it. So treat it like a job interview. You're interviewing for the position to actually date someone and fill that space, because our time is so valuable. It's so short. Take a chance on people. It might work out. Not if they fucking love bomb you, though. Be careful there. Ignore photos. Don't always put so much emphasis on photos. Especially, I have to tell you, a lot of men take really shitty photos. All my male clients, I'm like, that is a very bad photo. Unless they're very vain. But a lot of men take really bad photos. You have to meet a lot of people that don't fit you before you meet someone that does. So you got to understand, but there's so many people on this planet. There's billions of people. You will meet people. There'll be one that oh, this feels good. And then they're not right. And you're like, that was the only one. No, there's billions of people on this planet. There's more than one person that will be a good match. And then there's billions of people that aren't good matches. And that's okay too. Okay. Here are the don'ts. Do not allow someone to pick you up at your house. Always meet in a public place. First 5 dates. Do not let anybody fucking walk you to your car. It's so dangerous. And they'll think they can kiss you. Do not kiss on the first dates. Do not swap salivas on the first dates. You do not know this person. Please keep that to yourself. If you want to do that on the second date, great. Try not to kiss on the first date. And tell someone where you are. Tell someone where you are and when you are going to be home. Always have a call. Always have someone call during the date, text you during the date, and ask how the date is going. And listen to your gut instinct. If someone is giving you the heebie-jeebies and you feel unsafe, tell the waiter. You can tell the waiter, go to the bathroom and say, I feel really uncomfortable and unsafe. I'm going to try to leave this date. You can leave the date in the middle of the date. You know you can ditch. You are allowed, if you feel unsafe, to leave a date at any time at all. One girl I worked with stayed at a date when she felt unsafe. Do not do that. Leave a date. You owe nobody anything. Do not give your personal information out. Do not give anybody pictures. Do not take any dirty pictures from somebody else. If you have a bad feeling, you can leave. Stay local. Do not go. If there is a message with a lot of grammar misspellings, don't go on the date. That's not a good sign. And never, ever, 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 ever give anybody any money whatsoever on a date. Now, here's the most important. When you are dating, and especially online dating, there is a difference between dating and a relationship. And a lot of people get confused at the beginning of online dating. They put too much emphasis and they put relationship stuff on online dating and dating stuff. Dating. You keep your options open. You date a bunch of people, whether you want to or not. Whether you can do it or not, you do it anyways. Relationships, you're not looking around anymore. That's when you close it. Both Partners can feel differently. When you date, one person can be more into the other person, and that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If one person's more invested than the other, that's okay when you're dating. Relationship, both people are feeling the same way. That's a relationship. You are not in a relationship when you start dating and online dating. Dating, you put your best foot forward. You put your best foot forward. Relationship, you can be yourself. That's when you're in a relationship. You are more honest and open. Hi, I'm feeling anxious. That's when you're getting more into a relationship. Dating, attraction, desire is more attached. Relationship, physical to emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy deepens because that is earned in dating. Dating, people have no strings attached. They don't owe you anything at the beginning. So if you get physical and sexual, they don't fucking owe you anything. So stop acting, when you get sexual too soon, stop acting like they owe you something because they don't. You did it too soon. Relationships, you can have expectations on them. If you especially get sexual, you have expectations on them. Dating is just between you two. Right? It's just between you two. It keeps it between you two. You guys are just going on dates. Right? Relationship. You become a part of each other's inner circle. You see each other's friends, family. You open it up to your social world. Right? Dating, it's exciting. It's new. Everything's, relationship. It comes more comfortable, stable. You go to each other's houses. You have Netflix and chill or whatever. Cook each other dinner. Dating, you live in the moment. It's just in the moment. One great date, great, and this end. That's just one good date. Doesn't mean there might not be any more dates. Relationship, it's longer term. It's more of a commitment. So people, when they start even dating and they're on the third date, they start thinking in relationship terms. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, you are not in a relationship. It's the third date. It's the fourth date. Stop putting all these relationship things on this person. They don't owe you this yet. I know this was a long episode. There's so much to go over. I'm probably going to do another episode about healthy relationships. I hope this helped with all the questions. Online dating isn't a beast, but it's a part of the day and age. It's not going anywhere, so you got to learn how to do it healthy. These are some tips and tools to do it. All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of Secret Life Podcast. I tried to hit everything I could. Let me know your thoughts if you have any more questions about this week's episode, and I'll try to do another one because there's a lot of information I couldn't get to today. Send anything to me at secretlifepodcast@icloud.com. Until next time. Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you'd like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.